All right. Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest superhero comic book in the universe. Robert Kirkman's all new, all awesome Invincible. I'm Mikey.
I'm Bernie Sanders Mittens.
I'm Matt.
And today, people, we are back again. New year, more Invincible. Excited. This is officially going to be our halfway point, essentially. Episode 16. We're going to be covering the Growing Pains volume 13, which is we'll cover issues 66 to 70, as well as the one shot that takes place right after issue 70, Invincible Returns #1. And I'm excited. This is going to be our little grace period before our next event next week. And I'm excited. It's gonna be some good times, good stuff.
I can't believe we're already on to the next event. I feel like we just did an event.
Yeah, word.
Yeah,
But
things
still,
are really starting to pick up.
Yeah, word. I mean, I think it's funny because the next event we're gonna do is actually 2 episodes long.
It's that long?
Yeah.
I want more. I've been having it for so long. I want more.
But I'm excited. This arc is kind of a setup to the event, especially the first 2 issues that Matt's gonna be covering as well. But before we do anything, I just want to acknowledge something real quick. I just want to say happy belated 18th birthday to Invincible, because yesterday was the 18th anniversary of the first issue of Invincible. Invincible came out January 22nd, 2003. And yeah, I was and they did a panel and stuff for it yesterday, which we may do a bonus episode after this video on some new footage for the Invincible animated series. So yeah, it's I wasn't reading Invincible obviously when it came out. I was 4. So but yeah, I can't believe this has been on for almost it lasted for 16 years. So it's
an adult. It's a full-grown adult now.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but 18. I mean, I wish we were wearing coordinated colors or something, but it is what it is. We should have been wearing some red and yellow, but it's fine.
Yeah, true.
But, he's wearing red and yellow. That guy's wearing red and yellow.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow. My fault. Not red and yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy anniversary to Invincible. 18 years. Wonderful. It's great. We're reading an old.
Yeah.
But all right, Matt. So do you want to talk about the issue 66?
You know I do, guys.
Of course, yeah, because Matt's finally here for a fucking Alan story.
I know. I miss it. Every time I talk about Alan on this show, I'm not here, and he's by far my favorite character.
It's a tragedy, man.
Welcome to Invincible number 66. This issue, as you might be able to tell, cover involves Omni-Man and Alan, and they're hanging out and being best friends, and that's just kind of the story. So this thing opens up with telling, real quick, Michael, what's Omni-Man's name? I can't remember. Nolan, that's right. Yeah. Nolan is telling Alan about the truth of the Viltrum Empire. You see, the Viltrumites are from planet Viltrum, and they have always been violent and angry people, and they killed each other to make themselves stronger, survival of the fittest, and whatever. And from there, they decided to spread out into the stars and conquer other planets and be general tyrants, not too dissimilar from, say, Saiyans, for example. But then one day, some unknown being, organization, or whatever created space COVID, and space COVID went through and killed everyone. And people they call it the Scourge virus, and it destroyed the Viltrumite population completely. Decimated them. I believe it says 99.9% of them died,
which is insane.
Yes. And there's this double page splash that I imagined Michael probably grabbed. I'm not sure.
I don't think I did, but no, I did not.
Don't worry about it.
I got the other one though. With the
other one's more.
Oh my god, that's a ring of dead corpses.
The ring of dead corpses around the planet. What do you guys think of this? I want to get on that. I don't know
when.
I think it's a bit much. but it's
no, it's not.
okay. All right.
It's not. When I first read this like back a couple years ago, I was like, that's an interesting way to interpret like the rings on a planet, like because obviously, realistically, the rings on a planet are just like are like asteroids, I believe, or like asteroids or particles.
Yeah.
It's but like having a corpse, just a ring of dead corpses. I was like, holy shit, that's kind of cool.
It's so hardcore. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if either of you are just familiar with One Piece, but in the Whiskey Peak arc, there are these mountains that look like cactuses, and the reason they look like cactuses is because they're covered in gravestones.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's kind of the same deal, where it's it's almost too much. So then Nolan is like, so anyway, yeah, now we gotta try and kill the rest of them, I guess. And Alan's I don't know, this is not gonna be easy. And Nolan's like, here's the thing. Remember the books I wrote with all the keys to kill Viltrumites? Well, now we can go and find those things, and those things will help us in. I guess they're planning an assault on Viltrum. Is that the idea?
I mean, they're knowing from the cover of the book, they're preparing for war. So,
yes. So then Alan takes him back to his house, where his hot girlfriend is like real mad at him because she's like, what are you thinking? Like, oh, you know my midgets go long. And he's like, no, I know that. But how come you're on the couch and not having sex with me right now?
Alan, why aren't you fucking breaking my back right now? Like, what's the deal?
And then turns out the reason is because Nolan's there also, and now Nolan and Alan are going to be roommates for a while.
Can we take a moment and just like the bottom panel? Can we just appreciate Alan's face of like, no, I don't want to have sex. I want to be a host.
We established this that Alan is a good Christian boy. Okay,
he really is.
But he leans into temptation anyway, so it's fine.
These two issues kind of go out of their way to stress that Alan fucks. Like they really need to know that Alan fucks. They make a huge deal about going, guys, by the way, Alan fucks. But I kind of don't believe it. I can't imagine this guy having sex with anyone. He's just too pure.
It's not even like gentle or anything. It's loud and aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast in the sack.
Anyway, his girlfriend pulls a gun out from under the couch, I guess, tries to kill Nolan, but doesn't work, and instead it just makes him naked. And then we cut his ugly people with tubes plugged into the vein. Have we seen these guys before? Because I don't remember them.
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't remember either. I doubt it.
They look familiar, but yeah, they just probably worked for the coalition at some point. They were like off characters.
And they're like I guess they manage data. And that page that whole scene doesn't really matter. Anyway, Alan and Nolan go and talk to Old Man, and Old Man is like, he's the leader of the Coalition from the Planets, by the way. Not just an old man. He's an important.
He's important.
Thetis is his name.
Thetis.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, guys, I haven't been entirely honest with you. I'm also a Viltrumite. And they're like, what? And Nolan's like, no, you're not a Viltrumite. You can't. You're not a Viltrumite. If you're Viltrumite, pull your beard off right now. Do it. And he's like, I don't want to do that. No, I've already done it for
It takes forever to grow back.
Well, Alan already knew, but Nolan obviously didn't.
Right, because apparently he has pulled his beard off before for Alan. Is this something that you've heard of before, this Viltrumite pull? I don't remember it, but I think it's kind of very funny.
No, that's a new thing.
I do the ceremonial Viltrumite pull. I don't want to rip my beard off.
I think it's kind of funny. So anyway, Nolan's like, listen, I was worried because I was having these thoughts about betraying the Viltrumite Empire, and I thought I was the first one to ever do it, and so that's why I murdered innocent people. I guess that's his explanation. I don't know. And then he's like, okay, well, how about you and Alan go out there, try and find some Viltrumite killing machines, and I'll keep it on the DL over here in the planetary coalition. And so Alan gets a sweet new costume, and they talk about unnecessary costume design, and make fun of the 90s.
I really do like Alan and Nolan's costumes in this. I like how Nolan doesn't wear shoes. He just sits barefoot.
I don't like that he doesn't wear shoes. It bothers me.
I hadn't even noticed
PJs.
I hadn't even noticed he was barefoot, and now that you mentioned that, yeah, I kind of hate it.
Listen, he's reformed, therefore he's a hippie now, so he doesn't have to wear shoes.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yeah, it's the shoes that enslaved him, but now he is free.
There we go.
God. Yeah, that's deep. These writers, man, they work on like level 12. We're on level 3.
Listen, Kirkman's on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, man.
But I really do like Alan's space agent costume. It's really cool.
I like his collar. I don't know why the collar really stands out to me, but I think it looks cool.
Yeah. First time we forgot to. I thought his feet were replaced by robot feet, and I got confused. Because
there's just armor, gauntlets, and boots type thing.
Yeah.
Also, we forgot to acknowledge Corey Walker is the one who's drawing these guys. The next 2 issues.
Yeah.
I thought it looked different.
You're right. I meant to say that at the top, and I forgot because I was so excited to talk about Alan.
And obviously, we can see that his art has improved. Again.
Yes.
Yet again.
Yes. And I think it's really good. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So Alan and Nolan fly out to some space rocks, and on their way there, Alan's like, "Hey, do you want some of this? What's it called? Canslop?" Which is apparently the most delicious thing he's ever eaten. They're little yellow bugs, and he drops some, and they scream into the void. And I guess they die, because I guess they're alive.
Yeah,
it's so horrifying.
Canslop. There we go. I was like,
yeah. So they fly up these space rocks.
Be a little Canslop floating in the void of space. What a way to live.
Or die, as it is.
Yeah. Or die.
So they go to these space rocks, and Alan keeps asking to help Nolan, and there's really nothing he can do, and he seems kind of annoyed that he can't help. I don't know why, but they're just looking at rocks, and I was like, listen, so the dude called the Space Racer. I called him the Space Rider in books because I didn't want people to sue me. That's not why. It's because he didn't want to find out the real secrets. But anyway, he dropped this gun here when I buried him under rocks 100 years ago. And the thing is, if I try to touch it, it'll go back to him. And I guess to be able to get back out and wreak havoc or whatever. But here's the thing. It's been 100 years. He's got to be dead by now. We just need that gun because it can shoot through anything. I think that's a direct quote. I have to go through it again, but I'm pretty sure it's a big deal because it can shoot through anything, which is a very...
it's like the ultimate gun. Like, you can just destroy anything.
It feels like a playground game. Like, oh, I've got a gun that can shoot through anything. Well, I've got a shield that can block your gun. Like, anyway, they find this gun that can shoot through anything, and when they try to pick it up, oh no, it flies to his corpse. Except it turns out his corpse is alive, not a corpse at all. It's a living dude. And here's Space Racer with his gun that can shoot through anything, and they're like, well, this isn't bad.
Shit.
And that's
I love the expressions of these guys.
It's so great.
Yeah.
And at the cliffhanger, the end of episode 66 with Space Racer, a character we've never heard before, coming back from the dead with his gun that can shoot through anything. I think it's just awesome.
I mean, when we did, I forgot which episode it was, but when we were talking about the books and stuff, I mean, he was in the books, but as the Space Rider.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that was one of the things that was actually written. It was one of those pages.
Mm-hmm.
One of the pages, right?
Yeah, long, actual, formatted like a book type pages, and really had him on his space bike and stuff like that.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he exists. He's real.
so it's a character we have heard of before.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
I would say Space Rider's a pretty big character for this our next event we're gonna be doing. So he's pretty important, which is why they need him, obviously.
Yeah.
So
does the gun shoot through things? Does it shoot through anything?
I mean, I would assume so. I mean,
most all things.
So what do y'all guys think of Invincible number 66?
It's just bros being bros. It's just dudes being dudes.
Dude being guys. It's nice that they have friends now. Like our two favorite boys. Well, excluding Nolan.
I don't know. Nolan's growing on me again. Now that he's a good dude. He still killed a lot of people, but whatever.
Yeah. Like Nolan, I feel like is that type of character who just like he knows what he did was wrong and he's regretful for it, but like he's actually trying to be a good dude now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. When we saw him, like especially like a while ago when he was on Oliver's Planet, like say that he was a good dude. He wasn't really being a good dude, you know.
Oh, he was kind of lying.
Yeah, but you can tell that like he actually like wants to like repent and like be a better person. So like and Alan feels like Alan is actually like helping him with that, you know. So
exactly, I think that's really cool. I'm wondering if Mark is ever going to be able to forgive him because I don't know if he will.
That's the question, right?
Yeah,
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
Just I feel like that's a common trope to be like, yeah, you killed my entire clan, but we're cool now, you know.
Right.
I'm gonna be bold with it.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you guys want to talk about 67, or is there more to talk about here?
Is like I don't know why. Is that weird that can slot kind of look tasty a little bit? Like
Mikey, come on, man.
I don't know,
bugs, bro.
I kind of agree.
The thing is like for me, I kind of when I read it, I kind of breezed past like the part where they were like screaming in the void, so I didn't really notice that till now. But they come like, oh, like it's like bug chips, I guess. I don't know.
Bug chip.
If Alan offered me Canslock, I would not say no.
Okay, got it. And I also love his girlfriend. Oh, his girlfriend. Yeah, his girlriend's kind of funny.
Girlfriend. I like.
She's just a sex. Well, listen. If you're off doing missions all the time, you're gonna be frustrated. It is what it is. So it makes sense. I don't blame her.
She's a cutie. She's a cutie. As far as the aliens go, she's a cutie.
Exactly. All right. That's all I gotta say. I really like. I mean, obviously, with the next one's also gonna be great, but I really like the first one. 66. Bros being bros. It's all it is.
And now we're on to Bros Being Bros Part 2 with Invincible number 67. This cover is also pretty cool. I like it.
And it's Corey Walker doing the covers like for these two issues as well, and it looks great, especially with the colors as well. Oh, so good.
For sure. So this issue picks up, believe it or not, where the last one left off, because that's how my books work. And they're both fighting Space Racer, and Nolan grabs him and pulls him out into space, and they try to have a conversation. Nolan's like, listen. We didn't come here for your gun. We don't want your gun. We knew you'd be alive. We came here because we wanted you, Space Racer. We want your help. And Space Racer goes, nah, you're full of shit. And Alan goes, yeah, we full of shit. Listen, here's the deal. We came for your gun. Yeah, we didn't think you'd be alive. Yeah, we thought you'd be dead. Yeah, this guy did leave you here for 100 years, trapped under rocks. I realize all you want to do is kill him right now. If I were you, I want to kill him too. But here's the deal. Listen, he turned over a new leaf. He wants to kill all the Viltrumites. You want to kill all the Viltrumites. How about you help us kill the Viltrumites? And he's like, all right. I'm gonna point my gun to shoot through anything at you the whole way back, though. And if you do anything shady, Nolan, it'll gonna shoot through you too. And I was like, yeah, all right, sure, whatever. So, and Alan also offers him. I already forgot what it was called. What's that?
Canslock. Canslock.
Yeah, because this man hasn't eaten for 100 years and he's hungry.
And he looks at it and goes, I think I'll pass.
I love the fact that like no one was like, oh my god, this man was still fucking alive. I'm like kind of scared and impressed.
Yeah. This whole scene is really good. I think it's great. So they bring Space Racer back to the Planetary Coalition, And this great panel where Alan has his arm around Nolan's shoulder. He's giving a thumbs up. It's so good. Yeah, right there. It's so good. I love that panel. And then like, all right, so now they're planning on going for more missions basically, while the medical team checks out Space Racer. Christ. Anyway. So then there's a page where they tell you that Alan fucks, because you have to remember that Alan fucks.
Can this just be a constant joke with Alan from now on? Like, yo, Alan fucks.
Alan fucks.
That's the next kind of block. When Alan is in a store, we have to be like, and Alan fucks.
Yes.
Don't forget, guys, Alan fucks.
And apparently he fucks so hard that Nolan can't sleep, and he has to like put pillows over his head, just because of how hard Alan fucks, guys.
Because he fucks hard.
Look at that goatee.
No, stop. I hate how every time anything sex related, it's always, who got that good thing? I got that good thing. You're spoiling Alan for me.
All right, okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Imagine Seth Rogen saying that. Imagine Seth Rogen laughing while having sex.
Imagine Seth Rogen.
Just.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay, continue.
I didn't need this in my life.
Made it worse.
Anyway, Alan and Nolan, they go into space because it's time for more space missions. And Nolan's like, so here are these monsters. They're frozen on this thing. We got to get them back, but while keeping them frozen, because if they break out, things will be really bad. Yeah. And so he's like, he radios up to the ship. He's like, hey, up in the ship, can you do something with that solar disk? And so that way we can keep them frozen, I guess. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
They move the solar disk. And so the ship goes, all right, we got this. You said destroy the solar disk? And Nolan's like, no, what? And then they destroy the solar disk. And in doing so, I guess it makes it hotter.
Like the sun starts, like the sun is like out and like the ice is melting. And that's bad.
They wanted it to move slightly so some could melt and they could find some.
Oh, is that the idea? Okay.
So they could get the icicle versions of them, but now that they destroyed it, everything's coming back to life.
And so I just want to say, like, so they're called the Ragnar. Like, that's what these creatures are, and like they're like lethal to like Viltrumites. Like, they are vicious as fuck. And they were also in the book as well. Like, we saw them in that long page as well.
So if you put if you like took all these Ragnars and you threw them on Viltrum, would that be Ragnarok?
Stop.
Fuck.
Stop.
Also, I don't remember if y'all caught this or not, but remember, we've seen this the Starfleet guys before. Actually, Alan's first appearance when he helped them, like, you know, like get their ship was trapped, was about to go it was trapped in like a sun's gravity, and Alan had to push them out, and he called them all amateurs.
I don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, you weren't there for that because you're never there for Alan stuff.
I was there for the first one. I was definitely there for the first one.
Yeah, you were. That's true.
Yeah, but we've seen these guys before, and it's funny.
So the Ragnar are waking up, and Nolan's real worried about it because he's like, hey, Alan, you can't handle these guys. And Alan's like, no, I got it. And Nolan's like, no, dude, these things eat Viltrumites. You can't handle them. You gotta get out of here. And so Alan's like, okay, and he dips, and then Nolan shows back up real fast because he, I guess, handled them really easily. And he's very mad. And Alan's like, you wanna hop on that ship and talk to those guys? And Nolan's like, nah, I think I'd murder everybody if I did that. So
also, I just remembered I don't remember if in the previous page I showed for 66, the Ragnars were the reasons why Conquest's arm got like cut off. They ate his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is a fun like context. Yeah. So they're deadly towards Viltrumites.
So they head back to the collection of planets to tell Big Beard about it, and Big Beard's like, "Hey, I get it. I get why you're so angry. Good job showing restraint back there." And then we've got like a bit of a montage where we see Nolan and Alan recruiting a bunch of different possible Viltrumite
killing weapons.
Like
weapons, yes.
Threats, like weapons, as well as like allies to like join him.
Right, like he finds there's these plants that are poison to the Viltrumites, but they grow really fast. There's bugs that eat them, so they get the bugs to extract the poison out of the bugs. They go to Tech Jacket Planet and they say, "Hey, you should go read Tech Jacket."
Yeah, they're here to find our boy Christian Palazzo, aka Tech Jacket.
They're here. No, they're not.
Boy.
They're here to sell Christian Palazzo's trade paperback.
Yeah.
And then
because apparently he's like Viltrumite level badass. I didn't know that, but apparently I am.
I fucking told you. When we did Tech Jacket, he would be a big fucking deal in Invincible.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't believe you. I should have. I realized halfway through saying that I should have, because you've read this and I haven't. But I didn't believe you. Yeah. But anyway, they also find space sharks. They say the word space sharks, but they don't show the space sharks, which I think is very disappointing. If you're gonna put space sharks in the book, then put space sharks in the book. I want to see space sharks.
I want a whole comic of space sharks.
Yes, I would much rather read a book about space sharks instead about Tech Jacket.
Oh my gosh, Tech Jacket's a cool character. I like Tech Jacket.
Thank you. I try.
Cooler.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Also, we get Battle Beast Race, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yes, Battle Beast Race, and I think that's it, because the other two things are kind of nothing.
Like, I like how, like, essentially they give us like quick backstory on like why Battle Beast is the way he is, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and I like Battle Beast a lot. So
yeah, like they said, like what he used to be like the Messiah or like a head person on like their planet, and like he just went insane because he just had a hard on for Battle. And he left, and they're waiting for him to come back, but he's never coming back.
So then we go back to Alan's house, and his girlfriend's real upset with him because Nolan is still living on his couch, and he's getting in the way of their fucking. And she's like, "You have to get rid of this guy. We aren't fucking enough." And Alan's like, "All we do is fuck." And she goes, "And it's not enough. Get rid of him." And so he's like, "Yeah, he's moving out next week," which feels like a complete lie. I have to assume the next day he sat down and went, "Hey, Nolan, buddy, you got to move out by next week."
For sure.
Listen, my girlfriend says we're not fucking enough. You got to go.
You're holding me back on the fuckage, bro.
So then Nolan goes to talk with Big Beard, and Big Beard's like, "Oh, you finally found a new place. That's good. I'm glad. I'm sure you're real relieved to get out of there, because I'm not sure if you heard, but Alan fucks." and Nolan's like, "Yeah, I'm really glad that I'm not in that house anymore because of all the fucking that Alan does all the time." Anyway, do you want to talk about something more important to the plot? And Big Beard goes, "Yeah, okay, we talked about the plot, but don't forget Alan fucks." And Nolan's like, "No, I don't forget." And so then, okay, so listen. So I wasn't entirely truthful with you. Remember last time when I said I wasn't entirely truthful with you? I wasn't entirely truthful with you then either, because the thing is, I may have been involved directly in creating space COVID and destroying all of our people, and I'm not afraid to do it again, motherfuckers. So don't mess this up. You will die. That's how it ends.
Listen, here's the thing, right? Just because of how you're describing that scene, I want Samuel Jackson to play fucking Cadus. Fucking Invincible. Be like, "Motherfucker, I will use this shit again. Do not test me."
You're amazing.
I was a cold motherfucker then. I'm a cold motherfucker now.
This changed his entire character.
That would be a much better character. That'd be so good.
Cadus is best character.
But yeah, this issue is awesome. Again, bros being bros. A lot more like preparation, like what they're planning on using to hurt the Viltrumites. It's awesome. It's really cool. I mean, and humor, obviously, because Alan fucks. So
Exactly. You can't forget that. Honestly, I think I would read an entire series just about Alan and Nolan hanging out and having space adventures.
Like,
these two issues are so much fun.
Here's the thing, right? Like when Invincible ended, I would have loved to have seen like maybe some like spin-off miniseries, but like it just never happened.
Alan and Nolan, and don't forget Alan fucks. Mighty Roommate Adventures.
Because like not only would I wanted to see this, but like there's some other characters that are introduced later on that like it would be cool to have a spin-off series of. But like, you know, I mean, but I just am grateful for the moments we do have of Nolan now.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for them. They're so much fun.
Yeah, and the Scourge virus, man. I mean, space COVID, according to Matt, is going to be is an interesting tool for the Viltrumites. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to become a very relevant plot point at some point in the future.
Yeah, and Tech Jacket. Yeah, what's Tech Jacket again? Sure. Like, I remember like y'all didn't think he was like powerful and shit, but I remember when Christian read the first trade when I told him not to.
Yeah, I read a lot. I read a lot more than I should have.
Yeah, he literally was explaining how how powerful he actually is with like the Tech Jacket suit.
Because he has faster twitch muscles. That's the reason why he's more powerful, because they're racist and think he has more faster twitch muscles.
Yeah. I only like Tech Jacket because it's Christian. If it wasn't Christian, I wouldn't care.
I appreciate
I'm gonna plan on reading the other like the second volume because my favorite artist like of all time, Kari Randolph, draws it, and I'm a huge fan of his work. So and it's a beautiful looking book. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
I love the war.
Like these upcoming issues are obviously a little more important to Mark himself because A, he's in them, and B, he's in them. But these two issues I think are my favorite ones that we read for today, just because they're so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like honestly, I feel like the next couple of issues are kind of like meh.
I kind of feel the same.
You don't agree?
I like this. Well, you know what? We're gonna talk about that. We'll get to it.
Sure.
But yes, I like these two issues a lot, and they're my favorite issues that we've read for at least for today.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I will be talking about issue 68, which looks to appear to see Invincible fighting a dinosaur. I'm sorry, Scaly Barney.
Scaly Barney.
But I will know who this character is. He's one of my favorite like comic relief like villains in Invincible, in my opinion. But yeah, so it picks up with this awesome page of Mark doing his thing, saving people. And we can, as we have seen him from after the Invincible War, he was fucked up. So he's wearing these custom braces that Robot made for him to basically still keep crime fighting and stuff, but allow him to like heal and not further destroy his body.
I think he looks really cool with them.
Yeah,
I think it's a good look.
Yeah, it's a cool look. I mean, I mean, they're necessary, so so it makes sense why but like style wise, they're brown. I'm just like, but it's fine.
The only thing I have a complaint about is like the indentations on the leg to indicate muscle. Like, is his muscles so powerful they're pushing through metal? Or was Robot just like, let me make him look a little extra jacked in the inner thighs because he just has a thigh fetish?
You know what? I think definitely Robot has a thigh fetish.
Yeah, I respect that.
It probably developed. It probably developed from when he was a tumor baby and he didn't have thighs, and so he jerked his thighs and it became a fetish.
He's this floating turd in a jar, and he thinks, "Man, I wish I had thighs."
Someday I will have the most beautiful thighs.
Rex has the most beautiful thighs.
So, I mean, yeah.
I wish I could caress Rex's thighs every moment of my life.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Rex. Rexplode. We're referring to Rexplode, right? Not Rex.
What?
We're referring to Rexplode, right? Not Rex.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. R.I.P. to Rexplode. But anyway, yeah, Mark is saving some construction workers from a new villain introduced named Dinosaurus, who is essentially an eco-terrorist.
Awesome. I like him a lot.
He's so great.
He's great.
Yeah, but he's basically being like, like Mark, ever since your do doppelganger's invasion. You've wrecked the Earth, and like that was bad, and you've ruined the environment. And my job is to save the environment. Blah blah blah. Eco terrorist, eco terrorist, eco terrorist. So, basically, like Mark has a fight with him, and I love how he breaks. He punches him so hard he breaks out of his in this page here, breaks out of his braces, and it's like, huh, I guess I'm a little healed now. And so therefore he knocks him out, and at the same time Eve's having a conversation with her mom about because they're watching this on the news, and how Mark might be late for their dinner that they're having tonight, and Eve's like, you know what, no, it's Mark's an efficient superhero, he'll be late, he'll be at least maybe like a half an hour late, it's fine. Mark knocks out Dinosaurus, and then it's revealed that Dinosaurus reverts back into a human, and he has no memory of like what actually happens, and he says it like he turns into this monster quite frequently with no memory. And Mark, you know what, looks at him and is like, yeah, no, tries to strangle him, and looks like he's about to kill him, because remember, Mark's trying to kill people now. And then the Guardians of the Globe intervene, is like, Mark, don't do that. What? We'll take it from here. And Mark just looks at Robot like, you know, I was about to do that shit, right? And Robot's like, I hope you weren't gonna do that shit. But
real quick, is that Monster Girl?
Yeah.
I thought she was trying not to be a monster anymore.
You know, remember she?
No, she got a belt now.
Yeah, Robot made that belt that will help her not lose like cells while she transforms, which is why she always de-ages. So
yeah.
That's how aging works. You just get more cells.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But, oh my god, I'm so much cell-filled. People could suck out all these cells.
But, I mean, I didn't put this page up because I didn't want to like try to do too many pages. But yeah, like you see, Britt is the new leader of Guardians of the Globe, as was established in the Invincible War. Yeah. So then after that, it transitions back to Mark and Eve talking on Mark's on the Grayson rooftop. No, actually, they're on Eve's home actually. And Mark's just reflecting how, like, dude, he wanted to kill him, but like deep down he knew it wasn't right. And Eve is, you know, comforting and being like, yeah, listen, that's kind of, I'm happy that you're like questioning it, which means like, you know, you're still a good person. And it's just like, you know, yeah, let's go with that. And then they transition back to their awkward dinner that they're having with Eve's parents love this so much. Like they're sitting down and trying to like eat their food and make small talk, and Eve's mom mentions, "Oh, so what does your father do?" And Eve's dad is like, "You know what his father did? He tried to destroy the planet." What the fuck, wife?
Shut the fuck up.
And Eve is always just like, "Dad, stop!" And he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna chill. It's cool. I'm just trying to, you know, not to let Mark have a bad impression of us."
I'm trying to be sensitive about his genocidal dad.
It's very uncomfortable. I've had dinners like this before.
Oh yeah.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I haven't yet, but I know it will happen at some point in my life.
I did in high school, and I'll leave it at that.
And I didn't put this page up, but the next scene is just Mark talking with Eve's dad outside while the women are doing dishes, and he talks to this type of conversation with Mark about like how, I respect you not trying to get with a virgin. I appreciate that. You know, I mean, my wife was a virgin, and like, I mean, that was the reason why I married her in the first place, because, you know, she wasn't a virgin. And you know what? If she wasn't a virgin, I probably wouldn't have married her. But I see you, bro. I know, because like, you know, Rex, who was close to Eve, you know, fucked my daughter, and I didn't like that. And you know, kudos to you, my G. It's just like,
yeah, he's like, it's so good of you to be able to look past all my daughter's very many, very terrible flaws. And it's,
I'm so sorry that my daughter has an opinion. I'm so sorry that she doesn't do things in the kitchen and such.
And like, I remember when we were talking about like when we did Invincible Presents Adam Eve, that like Eve hitting her parents, I said was out of character, but then now I realized that I forgot that Eve's father's fucking awful.
Terrible. He's so, yeah, he's awful.
Yeah. So I mean, so I guess it was really out of character after all.
No, not at all.
But then Mark eventually like talks with Eve after this. I love this scene. After this long conversation, he's like, "Oh my god, that just fucking happened." And you know, he's just like, want to get out of here? And Eve's like, you want to get out of here? He's like, yeah, please take me away from this place. So it transitions back to the Stronghold prison where they're talking to I don't know if he's a warden or someone in security, but talking about their contract with Invincible Incorporated, the company, and they're just negotiating. And they decide to do I think it was like a 3-month like trial period, and then if everything goes well, then they'll have a permanent like 5-year contract with Invincible. So they want, because remember their goal is to have a house. They want to have a house and like move out of their parents' places.
Yeah.
So there's that, and they once they leave, they're talking about how like if Eve's okay with her powers, because last time we saw them at the end of Invincible War, they're wonky for some reason. They're not working the way she wants to. And Eve's just like, you know what, Mark, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. He's like, listen, next time you're in a fight with me, just hang back a little bit because I don't want you, getting hurt. And then, Eve mentions, hey, shouldn't we bring Oliver into the fold? Because it would be nice to have some more hands. And and then next thing you know, speak of the devil, we get to see our boy in his brand new costume, Oliver Grayson, now known as Young Omni-Man.
Yeah, I don't know if he's our boy. I don't think he used to be my boy, but then he became a sociopath, and now he's not my boy anymore.
I mean,
if you notice, he got a lot more light skin.
But he's in his new costume. I love his costume. This is like, I was waiting for this costume because I love this costume so much. He's in his new costume, and he's a lot paler in complexion, which means that he's looking more and more like stepping away from his mother's genes, more towards like the Viltrumite side. He looks awesome, and I can't wait. And awesome and dope. Young Omni-Man, let's go. And he's just saying, yo, you have the house to yourself. Mom is fucking her boyfriend, so
you could fuck in the house if you guys want to now.
Exactly. So then he's like, so should we go now? Mark's like, should we go now? He's like, sure. Transitions back to our boy Conquest in his metal prison, and beep beep beep, he breaks out after he wakes up, and guess what, it explodes. And does he die? No, because he escapes and leaves the fucking planet. And Cecil's just like, I just fucked up.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know why he thought that would work.
Yeah, honestly.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Cecil's kind of stupid.
And he was so cocky about it too. It was like, if he even like farts, I will know about it. There is no way this man's going to escape.
And then the second he wakes up, he escapes.
Yeah. Like I just love how like Cecil last episode was like, it was worth it because we're gonna get so much information. Nope, blows up, dips. Like it dips butt ass naked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after that happens, we get to see the real Rex Livingston enacting that the Sequid Invasion will finally begin. Finally.
Yeah, remember the calamari people?
Hell yeah, calamari. I do. I like the calamari. They're neat.
So then we will, and obviously in this episode, in this arc, I mean, I would just say for the audience, like, we will see the Sequid Invasion actually happen finally.
Yeah.
So there's that. So then, it's dope. So it transitions back to Eve. They just banged. And Mark, and she's in the bathroom and does not want to get out. Mark's trying to be like, hey, Eve, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? She's like, no, leave me alone. And he's like, listen, my mom doesn't really know that it wasn't even really know we're here, so it's all good. He's like, just go away. He's like, hey, okay, fine. If you need anything, let me know. And we get this, probably my favorite reveal in the whole arc. Eve's pregnant.
That was fast.
Which explains why her powers are wonky, because hormones.
Because she can't create life.
Or hormones.
Or hormones, sure.
But yeah, that's how the issue ends. So thoughts on issue 68, people? No thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it's
just like the whole comment that Matt made. I was just thinking about it.
I like it. The issue. It's a good issue. I don't think it's particularly impressive. I think Dinosaurus is fun and cool. I'm very interested in seeing what happens with this Eve pregnancy thing, but as of right now, it's kind of a nothing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know what it means for Mark. I don't know what it means for the future, and that's neat. You know, it's a cliffhanger. I'm hanging on a cliff, but
I mean, for me, I mean, granted, I guess I see what you mean. Like, it's not like that big of like it's a cliffhanger, but it's not like that detrimental. But like, we don't have kids, so like we don't really know how. I mean, like we've never been in this situation, so we don't know how detrimental it is. Christian, no.
You don't know how many kids I have.
I don't know. I liked it a lot. I just think here's the thing. This issue feels like an issue that would come at the end of an arc.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of setup, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's also not remarkable.
It's just some.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
You know, if Mark still went to college, maybe he would have learned how to use a goddamn condom. Just saying. Education's important, kids.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. Like I remember we were talking about this like yesterday, right? Because like they're both college dropouts. Well, even didn't go to college.
Yeah.
They're doing the whole stereotypical thing, and they're also superheroes. Dropped out of college, get pregnant, still living at home.
Well, I mean, we will see. I mean, in this arc as well as later on in the story that like what Eve wants is her decision is with having a child, which I mean is a difficult decision, especially when you're young and you don't plan for it. You know,
how old are they right now? Like 18?
They should be like either 19 or maybe 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So either 19, 20, like around that age. But yeah, I like it. It's I liked it a lot. It's a nice issue.
We're gonna get another Viltrumite, you guys.
We don't know. Maybe she might have Eve's powers, or he or she might have Eve's powers,
or both.
Or both.
Ooh.
That would be broken. That would be completely broken.
Yeah, I'm excited for this baby.
Yeah.
Now that I realize how overpowered this baby's gonna be, I'm excited. They better keep it.
I mean, who knows? Maybe she might not even keep it. You know, like we won't know.
What if it gets too strong and it kicks through her stomach?
It's too strong.
They use the hanger and it yanks it back in. No, you can't kill me. I'm the fetus.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I have to say. I like this issue. I mean, but I get what your thoughts are on it. I agree.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it. Christian, want to do issue 69?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that.
69. All right, guys. We've been waiting for this for so long. The calamari invasion. But no, we're going with the alien lady for a little bit before that.
Yeah.
So what?
We'll talk about it. It's finally time for the calamari invasion, but first, here's this alien woman, and now she's gonna book.
Yeah, we can complain about it at the end because I have some complaints.
Okay.
So, alien lady, she comes in, big hammer, nothing revealed, and then we shift to the calamari invasion. The astronaut Rex is in a city, and he's looking for people to take over in order to, I guess, increase his numbers. And you'd think this is where we get to enjoy the calamari, but no, it's just a reminder that they're there, and we go back to the to the alien lady. She drops down at a power plant, and we shift back to Eve and Rex talking at their house. Eve's acting a little bit sus, and Mark's like, "Hey, babe, what's wrong?" And she's like, "No, nothing. Don't fucking worry about it." And Mark's like, "But like, talk to me." It's like, well, and then convenient phone call rings. They got a job, and guess what? It's to take out the alien lady that we all care about so much. Woo!
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you cool to fight?" And Mark's like, "Fucking bet, let's do this shit." And they hop up, get into their suits real quick, and they fly off. Fights happening in a power plant. Ladies explaining, I'm here for your energy. I want it. I want it all. And this nuclear engineer is like, listen, we don't store power. We just give it out. So, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Doesn't seem very practical. And she's like, foolish nerd, and just smacks him across the face. Uh, and it's revealed that her whole plan is to steal energy from our planet to bring it back to her planet because blah, 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 plot. And Mark and Eve come in to take her out. And she's like, no way. You can't fight me. I'm cool. And she gives a pretty good fight. And Mark takes a moment to be like, stop. What the fuck is this? You wanted energy this entire time? We could have just given it to you. We don't really need to fight, do we? And she's like, nah, I really want to fight. Like, I'm going to suck this planet dry. And Mark, he's ready to fight now this time. Now we actually get the interesting stuff, which is the calamari fight, and the Guardians of the Globe are coming in. They set up this big old force field to block out this tiny section of the city. Rex's, what's his name? Yeah, Rex. Yeah, the astronaut is being like, yay, we're doing it. We're gonna win. But oh no, Guardians of the Globe. So they come in with these wristbands that they're designed to, I guess, disperse the calamari that Robot created. And that's going to be the advantage for them not to get taken over by it and get all the people out to safety and destroy the calamari. They teleport.
Is he?
Did he die?
He might be gone.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I'll continue. So yeah, they teleport down to essentially like save everyone from the calamari, and their plan, as I said, is to. There we go. All right.
Where did I cut off?
Oh, you like it just started, bro.
It just started.
So like it just started with them teleporting down.
Oh, okay. Cool. They teleport down. Did I get a chance to explain the darts?
No.
Okay, so Robot created these darts that use the teleportation technology that Cecil uses, and they're going to be shooting the civilians in order to take them out of the dome that they created, which is a pretty cool idea. And they have to make sure that they only get the humans and none of the calamari, or else they'll repopulate the whole situation.
I just realized. Wait, so do these darts also waste $5 million in taxpayer dollars as well?
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, actually, they waste more. God, Cecil's such an asshole. Taxpayer dollars. Back to the fight at the nuclear plant. Mark's having kind of a hard time with this lady. He's getting knocked around, and she's saying, "Surrender. You're gonna be beaten." And Mark's like, "No, are you serious? I'm just getting warmed up." And she clocks him, and then goes on about, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of like fighting women, because I'm a Chad, and that's what Chads do, not beat up women. But when you go about, taking out an entire planet, I got a job to do, It feels a little bit sexist, but call me an old-fashioned guy. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, so shut up. And then blasts them away. And he's like, ow, again, very uncomfortable. And he's getting his face demolished. But Eve comes in with a quick ka-chow in her back and gets the advantage now. And she goes in for a hit, but her powers are being weird. And instead of a fist of air punching or whatever she was going to do, it turns into flowers.
She can't make organic shit. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. She can't make organic shit. I guess now she can.
Okay.
Yep.
But like by accident.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And now since her powers are being wonky, she can't defend herself. Mark goes too. He's like, "Don't hurt my girlfriend!" And comes in, flies, takes another blast. If you're seeing a pattern, it's Eve fighting and Mark taking blast after blast after blast.
Yeah.
Pretty thrilling, if you ask me.
Sure.
So he's down for the count. Alien Lady comes in for the final kill to get Eve. Mark comes in, yeets the staff. It's like, haha, I got you now. Staff electrocutes him, knocks out again. For fuck's sake, why can't this man stay awake?
It's like the third time this issue.
Exactly. But now that she doesn't have her staff, she doesn't have any of her powers. Eve comes in with a punch. They did it. They saved the day. And then Cecil comes in and it's like, listen, Mark, we got a job for you. And then, whoa, no, full splash page. Guardians of the Globe failed to save the day. Terrible. So ends issue 69.
So, Michael, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Is this space Amazon woman like important?
Honestly, can't remember. So probably not.
Probably not. All right. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't like this issue very much. We've been waiting for so long for the Sequid Invasion, and then it's in the. I mean, granted, there's still another issue or two, but we've been waiting for Sequid Invasion since issue 13 or something. Maybe not quite that long ago, but still, it's been forever. And it was in the background while Mark and Eve fought Green Lady, number 3.
I would have preferred them having a conversation about the pregnancy over this fight.
I agree.
Yeah, it felt like the whole point was to add an excuse as to why Mark and Eve couldn't be a part of this fight.
Exactly.
You could have done it in a different.
I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like it was meant to show how important Mark is when it comes to like the superhero, like how big of like how if Mark was in this alien fight, because I don't know because we missed the part where Debbie was literally about to tell Mark about this invasion, but they already stepped out. And if how important like if Mark was on this fight in this alien invasion, it would have had a different aftermath if he wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree, but they could have done that in any way. This fight with this Green Lady feels like a waste of our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I can't remember if she does come back, but like, I'm gonna trust my gut and knowing Kirkman and stuff that he doesn't forget. So like, she will probably come back, but we don't. If it's a big way or in a small way, who knows? But we'll
see.
One
that single-handedly destroys the Viltrum Empire.
I hope so. I hope so. I'll make it worth it.
But I mean, listen, I always wonder, like, dude, how long did it take, like Otley to draw all these sequids, like, on a page? Because it seems tedious as fuck.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks great. Like, so cool. And I mean, get more Guardians of the Globe. I mean, who doesn't love the Guardians of the Globe?
Okay.
Yeah.
But is that it? Anyone else want to talk about anything from this issue or no?
Is Monster Girl getting bigger?
No. She should be. She should be getting. I think she should be getting because she's aging, right? So like, she should be getting like smaller now, in a way. I don't know if she should be getting smaller or if like the belt like keeps her monster form consistent. Which, knowing Rex, he's smart, so like he probably figured out like you can. I think he said it's supposed to help her, not de-age, but it's gonna keep her monster form the same.
Okay.
But good call though. Good call. But yeah, so Christian, you want to talk about issue 70?
Oh, golly gee, I sure do. Let me just close these ads with pornography on it. There we go.
Cover is awesome.
I love this cover, dude.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
so
nice.
Sick.
So issue 57 begins with
70.
51?
70. Sorry, what I said?
Yeah.
I don't even know where 57 came from. That's 13 issues ago. There's not even a 5 on the page. I don't understand.
I wish I could explain my brain to you guys. So issue 70, excuse me. Big Bad going on the rant, as big bads do, blah, 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 take over the world, blah, 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 you're all gonna die. And Rex, baby boy Rex, is thinking to himself, yeah, keep on ranting. He doesn't know that I'm using my big brain to escape. And he drills a hole in the ground and he gets into the sewers. And he's telling his team, make sure to keep him busy as I try to figure out a way to save these civilians. And then Big Bad still talking. And then Mark comes in, saves the day, gives him a good old whack in the back of the head. What else? Yeah, and then he gets immediately caught up into these tentacle boys. Basic villain stuff, complaining, blah, blah, blah. I'm superior. You wasted all this time for one hit, blah, 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 blah. And Mark's like, I was kind of a distraction. For this, power clap, all of them escape.
Like,
oh my God. What?
Like, he basically just had, like, Mark just was egging him on to, like, know exactly what his plan was. Like, okay, that's your plan? Okay, cool.
There you go. Classic telling your entire plan as a villain. Everybody escapes. They continue the whole saving the civilian things, and Mark keeps the big bad company. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah. Remember that Martian guy? I forgot his like superhero name. He's going through an existential crisis about, oh geez, I was the one who brought them on because technically he was. And the Monster Girl's like, you're probably gonna want to keep that to yourself. That's probably a good idea. Back to Rex. He's still exploring the sewers, looking for something. We don't know what yet. And then Mark's just wailing on this man, just knocking his teeth out. And don't forget, this guy is just a regular ass human being, an astronaut taken over by Calamari. So he's not necessarily a bad guy.
No.
Yeah, he's innocent. It's not his fault. He's the victim.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, he's a hostage. And he keeps on explaining that you're not going to defeat me. We got the power of numbers on our side. I'm going to take over this planet and you can't do nothing about it. And Mark's like, nah, you're not going to take over this planet. You're not going to take over my planet. And then Mark takes a step back to think, my planet? Ooh, it's kind of a dictator-y thing to say.
Someone sounds like a Viltrumite.
Exactly. And then Calamari blasts to the face. Back to Rex. He finds one of the guys, Calamari. The whole reason all these Calamari get controlled is because they have a host. As long as they got one host, they're able to control all of them. So they think the main host is up there, but the main host is down here, hidden away. Big brain. And Rex knew that. But the Calamari boys knew that Rex knew that, and they get him with a sneak attack. More tentacle boys.
It looks like one. What I literally looked. I was like, oh my god, one went in his mouth. Oh no! Oh no!
Exactly. Back up top, everyone's still escaping. Brit's taking all the civilians outside, and a little boy Rex was able to break through with his impressive brain and bring the host and him outside of the dome, and it worked. They won. All that's left is one guy in there, and they did it. They saved the day. But the last guy, he was prepared for this, and he's thinking, all right, Mark, being all cocky and such, now that you got the advantage, what if I just cover myself with all these tentacle boys, huh? What you gonna do then, huh? What you gonna do then? And Mark's like, I'm gonna murder you. And they just, oh, well, that didn't happen for a while. I feel like this stuff isn't really all that important. They just get taken down. Mark just straight decapitates this man,
Punches his
this
head off.
poor innocent man, and then they save the day. And then Robot's like, Jesus, Invincible, what have you done? We could have figured out a different way. You're acting kind of sus, bro. Really sus. And Mark just stands up over the dead body and contemplates to himself. Back to the Pentagon, they're like, oh shit, Invincible's acting kind of sus. And then Cecil's like, yeah, we figured this might happen. We'll have a nice little chat about it eventually. But it was good to know that the force field works. Cecil being the positive guy that he always is.
That's the plus. The force field works.
So we're good to go on that. After that, back to my favorite character, Oliver, talking about how his age is slowing down, blah, 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 complaining about his brother, blah, blah, blah. I really don't like this guy. Oh, yeah. And he's talking about how overly dramatic his older brother's being because he just murdered someone. Hence why I don't like this guy.
Well, he doesn't know that he murdered someone, I don't think.
Yeah, but I feel like he'd act the same way.
No, he's basically, what I got from this scene is that, like, he just is upset that Mark isn't spending time with him. That's what he means by, like, drama. He's always dealing with something but not spending time with me.
Oh, okay.
Which is typical brother shit, little brother shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, back in, where is it? Ohio? Where are the Guardians supposed? Kentucky? Utah. Yeah. Back in Utah, Rex and Monster Girl are having a nice little chit chat about Invincible. He just straight up murdered a person. Can't believe that he did it. But they're trusting that Cecil's going to handle it now. And Rex trying to console Monster Girl about getting knocked out the fight, trying to go in for a kiss. Monster Girl's like, nah, you smell like shit because you were wandering in the sewers. Go take a bath. Rex's like, all right, bet.
Shower, kid.
I'm gonna go take a bath. Goes and takes a bath, starts coughing. What happens? He just coughs up a calamari. And he's like, nah, fuck this shit. And curve stomp the calamari before he could get anywhere else, which is the smart thing to do.
You know, because it's basically like reflecting on what happened with Ray Livingston and like how he got taken over again. I love the fact that just like, because I saw that shit go in his mouth. Like, oh my god, this is not gonna backfire on us later. And I was like, holy shit. But he's like, hell no, smush, smush, smush.
So the calamari invasion is officially over. We did it, guys. We won.
I guess.
Yeah. So Mark's back in his home. Eve comes in to check on him, being like, hey, you committed murder. How you feeling, kid? Mark's like, man, I don't know.
I'm just real bummed
out.
I'm really bummed out from the murder.
I'm really bummed out because of the murder. I don't know, man. It's just a lot. I've been having a hard day, and I have to go get milk later. My shoes don't fit anymore. I committed murder. All was a pretty upsetting time. And he's starting to say that he's starting to lose control of himself. And he's really bothered by it. And he doesn't think he's ever going to be okay again, that he might not be able to stop murdering people. And Cecil's like, he teleports in, as he does, and he's like, Mark, we got to talk about all this murder, man. So ends issue 70 of Invincible. We did it, boys.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I think. I think that it's very significant that Mark punched a man's head off. I think that's a very big moment, and it's probably be very important to Mark as a character moment. And I think that's really, I think it's really significant. That being said, I think the Sequid Invasion was really underwhelming. I think there was a lot of buildup, and then I don't think the payoff was really there.
So you think it should have lasted 3 issues? Got it.
Maybe.
That's what I'm hearing.
Honestly, yeah, I'd agree with that. Because, like, I feel like it technically only did like 1 issue, because the other one was just
exactly
alien girl and them being like, "We're gonna take over the world." Almost.
So, okay,
gotta
so
wait until Mark comes.
If Ultima didn't show up and it was just like another scenario of why Mark wasn't there, that would have been better for like the Sequid thing, maybe.
I think so.
Yes, I think
so. Yeah, like I'm saying, I feel like if they just took the time to do a little bit of character development at that point, you know, any other BS excuse besides fighting some random ass villain would have been a nice alternative. Yeah. And I think it would have driven home the whole concept of like, oh, we need Mark. Like, we can't have him have like a down day ever. Like, we need him on call all the time.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I like this issue. This issue was nice. I mean, I just like mostly towards the end when like Mark is like really like is really not liking his dark side and how the fact like he's getting more and more like out of control, more like leaning toward his Viltrumite ways, and he's not liking it at all.
Yeah.
And which because I remember like when we did I think either was the Invincible War, or the issue or the episode before that where you were not liking like the whole Mark being just a bad dude and just killing people, but then as now you can see he doesn't like it. you know? So and he's regretting it and he's questioning it, which I think is important. And it speaks to his nature. So
I think it is important if you're gonna kill people. I think it's important that you question why you are killing people. I agree.
Is killing innocent people wrong? I shall contemplate.
Listen, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I honestly think, low-key, there wouldn't have been any other way with the Sequids if he didn't like kill Ray Livingston. Like, you know, like what would have happened if he didn't do it? They would have just been fighting the entire time until they eventually would have all gotten taken over. Or hell, maybe like they would have gotten actually taken over Rex, and that would have been an even bigger problem because he's one of the smartest people on Earth.
Maybe.
So,
but also maybe there was another way.
How can you know for sure?
How can you know for not?
How can you know for not, indeed? Yeah, honestly, it was completely sealed off. One person there. You just kill all the Sequids and then bring the person out. You're good to go.
Also, I don't know if you missed it, but they made like a poison gas to like put into the barrier so they could kill all the Sequids, I think.
See, there you
go. But yeah, I like this issue. It was an okay issue for me. I wasn't, you know. That's all. Those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm. It was okay.
It was all right.
It was a issue that we read.
But I mean, I'm more excited to talk about the next issue that we're talking about. Chris, you want to pull up that? I'll stop sharing. You want to pull up that PowerPoint?
I'll do the thing. I don't know when you want me to press on with the slides, so I'm just gonna guess. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, while I'm going through the story, then you'll probably get an idea of what. Go and look at them real quick. You can, but you know. Okay, cool. But, yeah,
I'm gonna wing it.
But yeah, this issue 70 was. I mean, yeah, but I can agree. Like the Sequid Invasion was kind of underwhelming. But yeah, but now we're gonna be talking about my favorite issue. In my opinion, I love this issue a lot. Is Invincible Returns #1, and yeah, I have. I mean, this is the variant cover done by David Finch. I have the actual in-person copy of it in color, and it's a gorgeous cover. I like it a lot. But yeah, this is basically a one shot that follows directly right after Invincible 70. Because if you just read into 71, it just starts with the event, and yeah. So I'm excited. But all right, so this issue begins with Invincible and Cecil right after 70. They're in the Pentagon. Cecil's ready to give him his dad lecture on why like you've been killing a lot of people, my dude. Low key, Mark, I don't wanna be that guy, but like kind of scaring me a little bit. Because I'm terrified of you, which I love, and be, and like and I mean and Cecil and Mark acknowledges that Cecil like listen, like I mean I know that Mark murdered the Mahler twins. I mean, I'm sorry, Oliver murdered the Mahler twins, but like he's alien. He has different ideologies than ours. So and it wasn't basically his fault. It's the way he was brought up with his mindset. And like, listen, you had D.A. Sinclair fucking kidnap homeless people and my friend and try to turn them into fucking soldiers. Okay, that's not okay. And Cecil's like, but Mark, I'm still terrified of you, my G. Like that's still like, listen, like here's the thing, my guy. Like, I mean, we had a disagreement with our relationship. I get that. And like, I mean, but like, and I respect the fact that like you stick with your beliefs no matter what. But like, there will be the day where like you'll decide if you're the one to fully like, protect and or rule the planet. And he's like, and Mark's like, you're making a logical statement. I agree with that. But like, listen, I'm not trying to seek like world domination, but like, listen, we don't know that down the line. But like, that's why like, you're on this dark path and it's kind of worrying me a little bit. I don't want to have to start, doing some drastic measures. But sit tight. I want to show you something. When we see D.A. Sinclair, they're with his assistant, and I love how he's just like, okay, some Cecil has something to show me. He wants to hide the fucking canisters of the Invincible Reanimen for some reason, because obviously Mark doesn't know that, and if he does know that, he'll fucking flip. Um, and Cecil brings Mark to be like, hey, look at Jason, look at this band, look at this boy right here. He's reformed now. I mean, he made the Reaniman, which is saving a ton of lives and doing some good things. Making your work a lot easier, my friend. So there's that. And look, he's engaged to his assistant, Justine, and they're also and she's pregnant. So like, hey, he's a good guy. And then D.A. Sinclair's like, yeah, Mark, I have changed. I am a good guy. Please don't break my jaw again.
Like, literally, he's just doing the exact same thing he's been doing, except for the government now.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Fuck
I mean,
this guy.
and it's just like, I like how Cecil's trying to justify, be like, listen, I will not deny the kid did horrific things. But like, here's the thing that he was doing because no other government agency wanted him to do what he wanted to have support his project. So
because all other government agencies had morals. Luckily for him, we do not. So.
And I love how he mentioned, look at Darkwing, for example. I'm sorry, Darkwing 2. He sacrificed himself to save the world, and like, he's like, we're reforming them. But anyway, he just says, you know what? After he talks to D.A. Sinclair, he's like, D.A., thank you for your time. And then Mark's like, yeah, thanks. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, he just wants Mark, to make sure he doesn't go on a dark path, because it's gonna end up worse for the planet if he does. And there's an alert. Donald alerts him of an attack happening. He's like, "Hey, you want to help us? Do something for a job for us for old time's sake." Mark's like, "Sure." And he's just like, and it cuts back to Donald and Cecil be like, Donald's like, I don't feel comfortable, manipulating Mark. He's like, who gives a fuck? I don't care. That's what I do, Donald. Like, come on now. We're just making him be on our side, because if he's not on our side, that's gonna be a problem. So stop being a baby. So transitions back to Thrag. I'm sorry, not Thrag. Sorry. Conquest, and he is talking with General Krieg, reporting, being like, on your knees, you failed us, and it seems to us that like he's talking to someone else. It's along with General Craig, and he's just like, listen, you had orders, you fucking failed. Now you got to pay some consequences. And literally, like he's begging with his life, being like, please don't. I have like don't like I know I failed you. Please don't like let me give you another chance. And he's like, here's the thing though, right? I gave you orders. You didn't fucking do it. The son, they're like, well, listen, like you're supposed to like, end the son of Nolan. Nolan's still a lot. Nolan is still, he was executed, which is fine, but the son's still gonna be a threat. And so why? And basically, like it transitions to the reveal of Commander General Thrag, and it's basically just like how could you be of further use to me? And so essentially, he just says, you know what? Fine. I'll give you another chance, but next time, don't fail me again because you won't be alive to see like a new day. And so General Thrag, I'll just say real quick, is okay. You thought Conquest was bad, like that fight with Conquest was bad. He's worse, like way worse. Like it's just he's like the Thanos of like Invincible. If I can like have like an accurate like description, he's like that much of a threat, and we will see more General Thrag in our event. But so it transitions to William and Eve, and real quick, and it's just like Eve is talking to William about the baby, and she just says like, I love Mark, I love him so much, but like I'm too young to have a child right now. Like we're just trying to get our lives together, all stuff, and like if you have children, I want to have children someday, and I want to be married, but like when we're married, we haven't even discussed marriage at all. And it's just like, listen, William's like, listen, you love Mark, don't you? He's like, yeah. So like, listen, things will just work out. And it's like, William, I don't want to offend you, but like, I don't know why I'm talking to you about this, but like in reality, you're kind of my only friend.
That's sad.
William's
Sad when
like,
William's your only friend.
And I love how the point she makes is that like Mark's a superhero. What kind of father would he be? Because he most likely won't even be around because doing a superhero thing, which is a really good point. Yeah, so it transitions to Debbie and Oliver. So Christian, next slide. And essentially Oliver is just being like, yo, I'm hungry. I've eaten too much cereal. Mom, go buy more cereal. And she's just like, no, you have powers. You can fly over the store and buy some damn cereal. And while they're just making small talk, and she's just being like, like how are you and Paul doing? And she's like, okay. And it's like, well, like I mean, he's a good companion, but like he's not really like long like husband material. And it's like, listen, I don't want to talk to you about this, Oliver. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. And she's like, okay, listen, Oliver, I'm sorry. Come here, kid. I'm happy you're in my life. You were practically like a blessing. So yeah, like I'm glad you came along, kid. And he's like, oh, thank you. And like they have a nice embrace, and it's very sweet. And he's like, where's Mark? Spending time with Eve, obviously. Transitions to Titan and Invincible. And they are, fighting the dragon thing that we saw, I think 2 episodes ago. I don't really remember. And we also see the Sinister Six. So it's Furnace, Tether, Magnamaniac, and Rip Cannon. They escaped. They're like trying to stop this dragon with them, and fight, fight, fight. Dragon. Titan ends up dipping and be like, okay, Mark, I'm invincible. That's all you, my dude. Deuces. And Isotope teleports them away. Mark's like, okay, that's cool. And then it transitions to what's it called? They catch up with Titan and the old man Machine Head, and turns out because we didn't really know what this dragon was, and turns out it's a projection when it's a projection of Machine Head. And so like when he like is like in a meditative state, he can like summon this dragon, and the big bodyguard looking man protects his body so he doesn't harm. So Mark stops them, and then he's about to choke out Titan, being like, "Listen, look at all the damage you've done. I'm gonna kill you, choke." And then Tiso's like, "Nope, we'll take it from here, Mark. Blah blah blah. You're no killing today. No, 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 no." And then Mark just like flies off. And it transitions to my favorite part of the book. And it's essentially like Mark goes to art, tailor shop, and basically it's like, listen, it's like, Art, I'm going down this dark path. I don't think I can do this anymore. Like, look, like I don't wanna change into my father, because if I go down this path, I'm going to be more like him. And he's being like, no, like, listen, your dad isn't really a bad guy. I've known him like for most of my life. I can see the good in him. So like, you're not turning into your dad. And she's just like, listen, sometimes I think that like this suit is a curse, and it's just like, like ever since I put on the on costume as Invincible, I've just been everything bad has been happening. The invasion happened with Angstrom Levy. I saw Eve die in front of me. Like, it's just everything's just been going worse and worse and worse. And I've been killed. I killed a man, dude. Like, it felt so wrong. I knew it prevented death. Like, I felt in my bones. I felt like it wasn't the right thing to do. And Art says probably my favorite thing, and it's just like, listen, like, nonsense. Like, the fact that you're questioning it proves that you're a good man. And like, listen, maybe you've crossed the line. I get that. And the fact that you can recognize it is a good thing. Other heroes don't really recognize that sometimes, and I've seen it too many times. And like, listen, I know that being invincible, winning the costume, being a superhero puts a lot of pressure on you. And it's listen like that, but the thing is, that's the job. It is what it is. And it's like, and you've seen the most that the job can offer. And it's like, and if you don't feel like wearing the costume anymore, simple, then just don't wear the costume anymore. And it's like, you can't go. I can't go back in time. I can't undo what I. You can't undo things you've done, kid. But like, listen, if you're gonna go back, if you want to go back to the man you were, might as well look the part. And then you get this beautiful splash page of Mark wearing his original costume, and it's so good. It's so good.
Again.
Yeah, it's so good. So now Mark, it's just basically a symbolic thing of like Mark's looking towards the brighter things, and obviously he's wearing his bright costume again, and it's so dope. Um, but so yeah, then he goes to Eve. Eve on their rooftop. Eve's waiting for him. Eve wants to talk to him, about something, but then she acknowledges that, hey, look, you're back in your old costume, and I feel like it works for you. It's like, yeah, it kind of feels different, being in my old costume again. It feels right. I mean, there are some tweaks, because if for our viewers, it's basically like the same costume that for the darker suit, but like, so he has like the gloves and like the traditional like superhero gloves and boots, but it's just recolored to look at the old costume again. Um, and it's like, listen, like, there's something we really need to talk about. It's like, what is it, Eve? And Eve seems distracted, and she's like, oh, he's like, what is it, Eve? And then we get to see Nolan and Alan show up, and it's just like, okay, Mark, it's time.
Dad?
It's time for war. And
it's Dad.
And so it transitions later, and so the rest of the book is being drawn by Cory Walker at this point. And Eve and Mark are having dinner because Mark is going to be going away for this war, essentially. And there's basically this entire second half of the book is just exposition on just a recap of like the story of Invincible so far, and just being like, like, you saw your father, like, how do you feel? It's like, listen, we've come a long way from my dad beating the crap out of me. So next slide. Because this awesome page of the iconic fight between Omni-Man and Invincible. And he's like, yeah, like, that happened, and then, hey, like, we fought on Viltrum, that happened, and then Anissa showed up, and that happened, and he's just recapping all the things to Eve, because Eve doesn't really know much about what's happening, and we get a reminder of Conquest and the aftermath of that. And I love how Cory Walker, like, how he draws this scene of Conquest and Eve and Mark. And he's just like, and he wanted to keep going further and further, but there was just some things he didn't want to talk about. But basically he's just like, the Coalition of Planets thing, like, how do you feel about that, Mark? He's like, listen, I know I don't want to be away from you. I know that I don't want to be away from Earth, but like, listen, if my dad, if Alan is trusting my dad on this, then I'll trust my dad on this, if they make it seem like it's going to be a big threat happening, then I have to do my part. Like, it is what it is. And it's just like, but like, and here's the thing, that like, they're like, these people, the Viltrumites are my people. Things need to change. And if it could stop, if I can be the one person to stop them from attacking Earth, then I got to do so. But like, what what if I come back from this and I become, and like what could it make me become like after I fight this war, and that's how the issue ends. My main issue is with Eve is that like Eve hasn't told Mark that she's pregnant, because what if Mark doesn't come back? And what if he dies? Like that was your one chance to tell him before he leaves. And
then we got an OP baby. The most powerful fetus known to mankind.
But yeah, that's how Invincible Returns ends. It's just the second half, just a recap of the events that we've read so far. And yeah, it's my favorite issue with that moment of just Mark just coming back with his original costume again, and it's just like brighter things he's looking forward to brighter things now. That dark age of Mark is past.
I think that this issue was boring, but that splash page is amazing.
Why boring? Why? Speak your truth, Matt.
Well, what happens in this issue?
I actually don't remember reading this. I think I might have skipped it.
He talks to Cecil, and Cecil's like, "Don't kill people," and then Mark's like, "I'm gonna kill people." And then there's this fight that's not very interesting with the dragon, and then Eve doesn't tell him that she's pregnant, even though she keeps acting like she's going to. And then Alan and Nolan show up, but that's great. That's cool for one page, and then nothing happens, and then it's over. And there's a lot of recap. There's a ton of recap. I don't know. I didn't like this issue at all, except for the splash page. The splash page with his costume is gorgeous, and that's super cool. But otherwise, I think this issue is really boring.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, I think it's just that moment with him and Art talking is just my favorite part of the whole book for me. Because because Art is the only father figure he has besides his father, and they haven't really, because throughout Invincible, like they have a pretty good relationship after his father leaves, and we don't really get much of that like from the episodes we've covered on the past couple episodes. And I just like having that reminder that, like, when he needs someone to talk to, Art's there, and Art is like his moral compass to like get him back on the right track, because now he's back on his new costume and is embarking on this new journey for himself. He's not going to be killing people anymore. Like he's not going down that dark path that he was eventually going to go down with his new costume and his new mindset.
I agree. But this issue is like double size, like 40 pages. It's really long, and nothing happens in it.
I mean, yeah, it's just a one shot that like essentially like gives you it's a recap for new readers in case they want to like read Invincible from here on out. That's why it's there. But it's also just like, I guess, more set like maybe like more, I guess, like somewhat set up for the event.
A little bit, not even really all about much of that, other than Alan and Nolan showing up.
Yeah, this book is just somewhat set up for the event, like new readers recap, and just like, hey, Mark doesn't want to kill people anymore, and he's gonna be the hero that he wants to be the good hero that he wants to be, and like that's basically it.
And that I like. I like that Mark stuck to that Mark's I don't know. Reforming is not quite the right word, but sure.
But he's acknowledging he's acknowledging the bad decisions that he's making, but wants to do something. Wants to change. He wants to change. Just how like Nolan is doing the same thing,
like a beautiful flower.
Yeah, like because Nolan is doing the exact same thing technically that he's doing, but on like a much, obviously he has more weight because he's murdered so many people. But but. That's the redeeming part of this book for me, is just that moment for me, at least.
Sure.
But yeah, any Cristiano, if you want to say anything for Invincible Returns #1.
I'm pretty sure I didn't read it. I got nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, this is just a one shot to set up for the next event that is next. That's what we're gonna cover next week. So yeah, any just final thoughts on the arc, this volume as a whole?
Alan and Nolan, roommates forever.
Yes.
A divorced dad and an alien who fucks. If that was a sitcom, it would be my favorite sitcom.
My favorite sitcom.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, for me, obviously, Alan and Nolan, awesome. Bros just being bros. I'm just happy that like the Invincible that we know and love is back essentially from here on out.
Yeah.
Visual externally and internally. And yeah, I mean, that's basically what I have to say about the whole arc. It's a good grace period from going off the crazy shit that happened in the Invincible War.
I agree. And the crazy shit that I have to assume is gonna happen next.
Yeah. So yeah. So any other like final thoughts?
I don't have any. Michael, can you tell us what's happening next?
Okay. So next week, and I will say like the week after, we are going to be talking about our next event. And I'm trying to pull up the spreadsheet real quick just to get the volume names. But so next week will be volume 14, which is titled The Viltrumite War Part 1.
Hell yeah.
That's Viltrumite War is our next event. And it's exciting. So big that it stretches for two parts. So yeah, I'm excited. The Invincible War was baby shit compared to what we're gonna see. Like I'm literally like you're not prepared. Like you're not. No. Oh god, so many people are gonna die. Not main people, just
people.
Sure. We're gonna get more insight onto General Frag and who he is, what his character is, and more Viltrumite Empire like stuff. And the cool and more. I mean, like this entire thing's gonna be in space. We're not gonna be in Earth for a while, so it's gonna be really cool. So yeah, that's basically it. We might do a bonus episode, like just a quick reaction of the Invincible clip for the animated series. So check that out as well. Check me out for next week. And Christian, you wanna do that outro?
So the vaccines, kiddos. You know what that means? If you take it, you get to kiss the homeless. You get to open doorknobs with your mouth. You get to not wear a mask. You get to go on the bus and have conversations with people face to face. And you get to not die from a deadly disease. Sounds pretty good. I sure would take a vaccine, and not die. But that's just me.
All right, and obviously to quote the bird without fear, wash your damn hands. And we'll catch y'all next week, guys. Get on.